The Dream SMP over the last few months has evolved from a casual survival server to a full-blown story with overarching plots and interesting characters with different motivations that clash with each other, creating an excellent story that fascinates many people across the planet. This is thanks to the phenomenal story work by WIlbur Soot throughout the entirety of Season 1. From the inception of L'Manberg to its eventual destruction, WIlbur has created a story that manages to make TommyInnit a hero. That's right, the same psychotic child that manages to start wars and destroy homes has somehow been made into the hero of this story by the genius writing by WIlbur Soot. But all good things have to come to an end. With the destruction of Manberg by his own hands, WIlbur stepped down to concentrate his efforts on his own projects. This left a void. Who is going to step up to continue on this phenomenal story, with so many questions left to be answered? Well, instead of one person, a group stepped up. Dream, Tommy, Quackity and to a lesser extent Technoblade took on the mantle of continue on this story. But how does the story of Season 2 hold up so far when compared to the wonderful work WIlbur had done in Season 1? And what does this mean for the future of the server as a whole? However, before I go into that, only 0.5% of my viewers have subscribed. Literally, look at the stats. I know it sounds untrue, but look. So please subscribe if you enjoy this video. It would mean the world to me as a small channel, and I'd be forever grateful. So let's first recap what has happened so far in Season 2. Well, a lot. The Badlands have been panicking about a mysterious red egg, El Rapids became a nation, and Jack Manifold is being, well, Jack Manifold. But the real story has been about TommyInnit's exile from L'Manberg. After Tommy burnt down George Notfound's house, it gave Tubbo, now president of L'Manberg, no choice but to exile him. With this, Tommy is led by Dream to a faraway area, along with WIlbur, a ghost version of WIlbur that has very little memory of his past. Yeah, this server's a bit weird. Him and WIlbur make a small community called Logstershire. However, Tommy slowly becomes depressed about his situation as well as how lonely he has been so far away from all his friends. Dream slowly begins to manipulate Tommy, making him believe that he is his only friend, completely changing their dynamic from Season 1. However, when Dream gets angry at Tommy after finding his secret base, Tommy runs away from Logstershire, finding Technoblade living in the wild, who he makes an uneasy alliance with. Now, I've missed a lot of details out there, but you can already tell that the story has been packed into this season, especially considered all this happened within 1 month. This is a huge gap from Season 1 of the SMP, which would tell its story a lot slower, massive gaps between pivotal plot points that would give players of the server time to interact with each other and allow them to do stupid projects, such as Tommy's massive towers everywhere or the creation of Church Prime. This is definitely something that I missed from Season 1, as these streams could lead to funny moments such as Dream declaring himself God of Church Prime. The story now is constantly evolving, with every stream becoming a giant event that you can't miss out on. It has become overwhelming, especially with how many people on the server now. Having to keep up with every person's stream is a difficult task, even for someone who has all the free time in the world. On the other hand, some fans enjoy this more planned out content with so much to watch, especially during this difficult time in the world. It reminds me of very early on in the server when Tommy streamed every day and Tubbo would often do 8-hour long streams. However, instead of messing around, these streams now have a point to them and a reason for you to watch. Another huge change this season is the darker shift in tone of the story. With TommyInnit Exile Arc, we saw the manipulation of Tommy by the hands of Dream. Nowhere more obvious is this manipulation evident than in the beach episode. In the beach saga, Tommy creates a beach party to welcome all his friends to Logstershire for the first time. He gives WIlbur the task of sending out all the invitation to his friends. However, when the beach day comes, WIlbur disappears and no one shows up. No one apart from Dream. Tommy slowly begins to spiral, getting more and more depressed, which Dream takes advantage of, becoming Tommy's only friend. This is the complete opposite to Season 1, where Dream and Tommy were mortal enemies, constantly tried to get one over on each other. It has since come out that Dream was responsible for WIlbur's disappearance, as well as no one turning up to the festival. Alongside this, Dream had also been confiscating Tommy's mail, as well as telling Tommy that Tubbo, his best friend, no longer cared about him. This leads to Tommy having a clear case of Stockholm Syndrome, where he sees Dream as his only friend and relies on him more and more each day. This leads to the episode where, after a huge argument with Dream, Tommy builds up a massive tower and looks like he's about to jump off, losing his last life, before he realises he's been manipulated by Dream and that Dream is not his friend and is only there to watch him. He runs into the wild, eventually coming across Technoblade, who he makes an uneasy alliance with. This is honestly one of the darkest arcs on the SMP, delving into depression and Stockholm Syndrome. While Season 1 delved into some dark topics such as alcoholism and the descent into madness, these were always treated with a slight aspect of comedy, whereas Tommy arc has lacked these comedic aspects. In one way, it's very good that the storyline is tackling these very difficult subjects. This has meant the story has far more legitimacy as a real production comparable to top grossing TV shows. However, it is worth mentioning that Minecraft is a kids game and a large amount of the audience are children. Maybe a more clear disclaimer should be put on these streams and videos to make it more clear to those who are watching of this dark content. Despite this, the storyline is becoming more interesting with these dark elements and will help it evolve in the future. My final point is just how big the server and the story is at this point. Everyone now has a plot. Whilst the first season was very much focused on L'Manberg and its citizens, now it seems everyone has some sort of plot that seemingly do not link together. As I said before, the Badlands, which is a faction on the server that do not have much relevance to the main plot, currently have a storyline that focuses on a mysterious red egg with weird powers such as mind control and tentacles that have been expanding across the server. Along with this, Quackty, one of the writers for this season, also created the land of Mexican L'Manberg, which went to war with the Dream SMP, got its land completely destroyed, and then was allowed to become a new nation under the name El Rapids. This plotline is particularly confusing as Quackty is meant to be a member of L'Manberg, and the names are just really confusing, and how does this link to the main plotline? So many questions. Seemingly this plot was done to separate Dream from his friends, George Not Found and Sapnap, who have always been on Dream's side until this point. But still, all these plots do not really connect to the main story, adding to an already insane plot that is being crafted. And if they do connect, then it's going to be an insane way that I can't predict. Because damn, there's a lot of stuff going on. I've not even mentioned Technoblade's retirement arc or the Butcher Army, which is linked to the main story, but as you can see, a lot is going on. Overall, it would be unfair for me to fully judge Season 2 and its writing, as it has barely begun. However, it is worth noting how much the story has really evolved from Season 1. With all these interesting plots, it's going to be very interesting to see how this all leads together. However, you can definitely see the plot has been wrote by many more people compared to the one person in Season 1. And this has evolved to have many positive and negatives on the story as a whole. I expect we'll see more of this in the future, especially with the upcoming festival hosted by the Butcher Army in an attempt to kill Dream, as well as Technoblade's and Tommy's uneasy alliance, with both having different targets. I expect we'll see all this come to a head just after Christmas with the festival, the potential killing of Dream, as well as the destruction of L'Manberg at the hands of Technoblade and Tommy. Whatever happens, I will continue to watch this incredible story take place. Thanks for watching. My latest video did phenomenally well, and because of that I wanted to continue on with the style of this video. It took a lot of effort to put place. There was two of us working on it, me and my editor, and it came together, I think. So if you would please subscribe, it would really help me. Or like the video. It means so much to a small creator like myself. And thank you. Until next time, peace.